Dr. Nandini, good morning. Welcome back to the show.
Good morning. Good morning, Vinod. Thank you so much.
Okay,
Thanks. Welcome back.
it's great to have
Wonderful
you
to have
back.
you again. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you. So, just to give overview of what today's topics are going to be, so that the audience can then decide whether they want to watch it or skip or forward. So, we're going to talk
I'm
about
sure.
yeah. So, we're going to talk about some bare essentials of about oral hygiene, and we're going to speak about the impact of eating habits or other habits that can affect, let's say, the oral hygiene around tooth appearance,
Okay.
the white marks, that things that people want to know what that it is about. You might know more about it. Things about gum health and tongue health or the palate health, etc. How can people assess that? And more importantly, we also want to talk about how does oral hygiene and tooth or teeth impact other systemic functions of the body or other organs. I think people are not aware of it. I would like to know more from you. And then is there anything around age specific care, right? From let's say children to geriatrics. Are there any difference in terms of the approach to dental care with respect to the age? I think, and then if depends on how it goes, we can go into other topics if time permits. Sounds
Okay.
good?
Sure.
Okay,
Sure, Vinod.
great.
Sounds good. Go ahead.
Awesome.
Interesting topics you pick
In
up usually.
Yeah, thank you so much. I think it's all part of learning. Great. I'll start with the bare essentials, Dr. Nandini. if 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 I were to ask you what constitutes good oral hygiene, what would that be?
Good oral hygiene. See, oral cavity involves first teeth, tongue, cheek, masude कहते हैं ना, masude, the gums. All this is comprised of, we have in oral cavity. And while you are talking to somebody, supposedly, uh, दांतों के बीच में अगर खाना दिखे, that is not hygiene. That is not maintained by the patient. And as far as the gum health is concerned, then the gums are all either red or they are bleeding or they are receding from the tooth surface. So that is the gum is not kept well, or it's not hygienic, it's not maintained by the patient. And you get, as far as the tongue is concerned, you have that white patches on the tongue. Again, that is not a hygiene stuff, and it is not maintained. And bad breath while talking at a distance, also you get that smell. So that is not a hygiene maintained, you know. So very clean, glittery, shiny teeth and good pink gums are healthy gums. Clean tongue, no white patches, nothing, no yellow patches on the tongue. Clean tongue is clean tongue. And breath at any distance, you are having a good fresh breath is a maintained hygiene, you can call it as in general. Like, you know, you come to know while you are talking to the to anybody, you come to know how is the hygiene maintained by that particular person, you know.
Got it.
So that is how you can call it as a patient is hygienic orally and patient isn't maintaining the oral cavity at all, you know.
Got it. So I think if I have to summarize what you mentioned, white shiny teeth, pink
Correct,
gums, non-white
correct,
pink tongue, and
correct.
non bad breath, right? I mean, or a normal breath.
See,
These are the four
the gums,
aspects.
yes, correct. Gums are pinkish, not reddish.
Okay.
The tongue is again pinkish, not white, not yellow. The teeth are white. Some of them are usually having yellow teeth
Yeah.
only by birth. So, but you come to know shiny surface. You come to know a debris calculus deposited on the surface. You come to know that. So that is not a maintained teeth. You know that you can call it as bad hygiene, oral hygiene maintained
Got
by
it.
the person.
Got it. Can anyone check all these things at home, or do they necessarily need to come to a dentist to see if their oral hygiene is intact or not?
Definitely, one can cross-check it at home. You brush your teeth every day, give that attention to your teeth and your oral cavity. Observe it in the morning while brushing. Is there any bleeding, more bleeding while brushing? And is there any redness, swelling in the gums also show up? And if there is a debris on the tooth surface, it shows uh, blur. It is not very shiny and super smart look of the teeth. That you can observe. Tongue you can observe definitely, and breath you can cross-check your own breath by saying. So that is the way you cross-check. And definitely, bad breath is not just because you have not brushed your teeth. It may be because some of the general health issues also create this bad breath, and where you need to, take care of that aspect as well. Lack of water intake also causes bad breath. So a lot of factors involved in it. So you can cross-check it by observing while you are brushing. And if there is receding gums, if the tooth surface is being, left by the
Mm.
gum, that is again an indication that that is a stage where it is advancing. So you need to, see your dentist. Otherwise, little bit of bleeding can be taken care of. If the yellowing debris on the tooth surface can be taken care of, that can be observed and maintained by your own self. And it's always better to get it checked by the dentist professionals every maybe 3 months, 6 months, depending on the kind of hygiene you maintain.
Got it. You
Hmm.
mentioned something very specific about receding gums, and can you explain more about the reasons why some people have receding gums and what kind of treatment they should take?
Receding gums is what happens, Vinod. The gums are, you have this debris and calculus deposited on the tooth surface, which is more towards the gums.
Just 1 second. Can you also explain what you mean by debris and calculus, because most people won't know what that is.
Debris and calculus is whatever you eat, if that is there on your tooth surface, that becomes debris. It is sticking onto your tooth surface. The debris attracts the bacteria. Bacteria, along with your saliva, along with rest of the other minerals in your mouth, create mouth acidic. It leaches out the acids. That causes, in turn, it causes the demineralization. To, I mean, in a simple language, I'll tell you, आप खाना खाओगे, आप खाना खाया हुआ आपके टूथ सरफेस पे बैठ जाएगा. If it is a sticky stuff, so all the more reason कि आप खाना खाने के बाद रिंस करो. टूथ सरफेस पे बैठ गया, उसके बाद वहां पे वो बैक्टीरिया को अट्रैक्ट करेगा. And then, along with the minerals of saliva, along with the entire thing goes into, it becomes a debris, and then further, because saliva has calcium, phosphate, a lot of minerals involved in it. So mixed with that, it causes the calcification of this debris. The food lodgement
Okay.
जो stuck up हुआ है tooth surface पे, वो साफ नहीं होता है. वो it turns into a calculus. Calculus is something which is very hard, stony type it becomes. Understood. So that is very, very harmful to the gums as well as to the tooth surface. Whatever is stuck on the first layer, it attracts the rest of the sticky food. So it becomes bigger and bigger.
Mhm.
Supposedly you don't clean it. So it becomes more and more, more and more. That happens in between the tooth surface and the gums. So once it is getting stuck into the gum starts leaving the tooth surface because that is getting inside, it is getting inside the gum and the tooth surface. If
Got
this is
it.
a tooth surface, this is a gum, this goes, you know,
Ah,
to, I mean, it is detached from the tooth surface. So once it is detached, it is not supported by anything, so it starts receding. सो टूथ सरफेस से गम जो छोड़ जाता है वो बैठने लग जाता है. So there is a receding gum. That means
Interesting.
the first cause is you have to be careful about your calculus, debris, remove the whole thing, and if it is not removed, then it is a party area, party place for the bacteria and further. Sorry,
No, that's mine. I
one
think
second.
I'll.
No, that was mine. I'll put it on
No,
the
no, that's
silent
mine. Go
mode.
ahead. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
So this is a very interesting thing I want to ask you as a follow-up question. So you said that
mm,
debris becomes calcified and becomes a calculus. That's what I understood.
correct,
And then goes between the teeth and the gums. So the gums eventually recede to give way to that calculus or whatever. What kind
correct.
of time frame are we looking at? Like, if people are brushing their teeth maybe once or twice every day, and these food particles
Mhm.
are between meals, given that condition, what's the time? Let's say, can you give some idea of a time between,
I'll
okay, few hours,
yeah.
few days, etc.?
After you brush, Vinod, you have I mean, it's a clean tooth surface, but you have a layer formed onto that after few hours of brushing. Okay. That layer is a sticky layer. Okay. So saliva also has some minerals, as I told you. The surface is now ready to receive whatever is there. Either you clean up the surface or you attach with those food particles that you eat. So few hours you are clean and nice and till the time that layer is formed. After few hours, the layer is formed and you eat again. Okay, food starts sticking onto that. Then again, there is a cycle that you brush, you clean up. At night, you brush, you clean up. Then the layer is formed, layer is gone, layer is formed, layer is
Okay.
gone. There's nothing sticking. Okay, this is few hours I'm talking. So once in few days, if the layer is not cleaned, that starts attracting the bacteria. You eat, the bacteria is formed. Bacteria, multiple trillions of bacteria are present in the oral cavity. Some are good, some are bad. So the bad bacteria start growing more. They get more food from the saliva, mineralization. The minerals are all mixed with that, and the acid is created. Again, more attraction, more attraction. It's not cleaned. In few days, it starts strongly sticking onto the tooth surface. Then once few days, it is sticking onto the tooth surface. Cleaning may not be possible. That will not detach because it is strongly attached to the tooth
So
surface.
the normal brushing
So
won't help.
won't help. If you don't brush for few days,
Hmm.
then that brushing has created a certain amount of damage to the tooth surface as well as the gums. And then on top of that, that layer is being cleaned every time. So that's no point. Unless you clean it every day, create that clean atmosphere for the bacteria to not grow. So, that is a cycle. And
Got it.
many days and months together, it's 100% going to be calculus being formed there. And, what do you think that most of the calculus you find in this region? That is because there's a lot of
Okay.
salivation there. So
The
saliva
inside part
is
of the teeth, the above.
yes.
Hmm.
There's a lot of calculus present in that region because there's a lot of salivation happens there. Salivary glands are there. So saliva is created, bacteria is there, and they're all, working together to create this atmosphere and create the acid. It needs acid medium
Hmm.
to, bacteria to grow,
To
to
grow.
have the to grow and to have the inflammation being, definitely if there is a bacteria, there is an infection. So inflammatory markings also go up, you know.
Got
So
it.
infection, inflammation, calculus, debris, all together create this mess in the oral cavity.
Interesting. So if people are brushing their teeth at least once a day, they don't have to worry.
Twice is better because
Okay.
after, see, they say even while having food, multiple times that you have your food, you at least rinse well,
Hmm.
you know. And once in the morning, once at night, brushing will help to take out the entire whatever you have eaten the whole day, or maybe, whatever throughout the night bacteria created and acidic this thing is created in the throughout the night, that is cleaned by morning brushing, you know. And what you eat the whole day, that is cleaned at the night. It is something like that. Goes like that. Yeah.
Think that that makes sense. So this is one of the primary reasons for the gums to recede, right?
Correct. Everything
And
is interlinked.
okay, and if someone comes to you with receding gums, what symptoms do, I mean, apart from the visual symptoms, what are the symptoms do they face? And when they come to you, what do you do?
It's basically inflammation of the gum. So first, it is the above portion is called gingiva, so it is called gingivitis. Anything ITS, it is inflammation, Vinod. Gingivitis. Till the time it is gingivitis, it is reversible. It can be cleaned, it can be, maintained well, and the gums are adapted back to the tooth surface, and that can be further maintained. If the gingivitis goes even more deeper into the gums, that becomes a periodontitis. So that is periodontal ligaments. Much deeper you go, it becomes it attacks the another layer of the gums. So that is called periodontitis. Once it gets into the periodontitis stage, initial stage still you can manage to revert it. But if it is a deep periodontitis, that means it is detaching, it is going deeper and deeper. Detachment is further, you know, from the tooth surface. That is difficult to get back and have the attachment back to the tooth surface. So, gingivitis can be reverted. Periodontitis cannot be that effectively reverted, but definitely deep cleaning they do. Once the tooth surface is clean, the gums are free of inflammation. They
Hmm.
both surface become healthier and they attach back.
So they
To
automatically
some
attach
extent,
back if it's
yes.
cleaned?
Of course, they get the healthier surface, healthier atmosphere, they attach back to some
Hmm.
extent. Gingivitis definitely attaches back. And periodontitis, it is slightly difficult, and you really have to put in the effort by the dentist as well as by your own self. That gets it back to the
So
normal, healthy condition. Yeah.
got it. And let's say the teeth is leather and the gums were leather, and then it receded a little down,
No, no. Receding is
or is
going
it like
down.
this?
I'm
Uh,
talking about detachment.
this one.
The calculus is getting stuck here.
Okay,
It
this is this
detaches,
attaching
detaches,
part.
detaches. Yeah, this much portion of the gingiva that is called, and that is not really attached. It is physiologically not attached. It is not pathological. It is not something which is wrong. This is naturally there. Tooth
Hmm.
surface, the gum, when you prick into that, slightly it is not attached. That
Hmm.
is a healthy form. This much is not attached.
Okay.
And below that, there is a solid attachment. So here it gets stuck. And if supposedly that's not cleaned, the gingiva starts getting away from the tooth surface, and
Hmm.
the calculus starts getting inside and
Deeper.
inside and deeper. It goes inside and deeper. And this is where this is the bone supposedly, and this is the soft tissue. It gets, detached from the tooth surface, and this is now unsupported. This starts receding. So
Hmm.
this was attached here, now it is attached here, and it
Got it.
swells. It is red because it is inflamed. Swelling, inflammation is equal to swelling, redness, bleeding. All that is caused by inflammation of the gums. So that you come to know if while brushing, if the teeth, if the gums are bleeding, you come to know if they're receded, you come to know if they're detached. So both surface, if you clean up this surface, it starts attaching back.
Got it.
And
Got it.
if it goes more deeper, there is a bone. That bone starts resorbing. Then the
Okay.
tooth starts moving.
Oh,
Till the time bone support is there, till here bone support is there, till here periodontal is there, till here
gingiva.
gingiva is there.
Yeah.
gingiva is healthy, is no problem. If it is periodontal ligament is attached, then it's a problem. After that, the bone is getting affected, then the tooth starts moving. It's because of the bone and periodontal ligament grip, the tooth is intact. If they are disturbed, then tooth starts moving.
And eventually, if there's no cure, it'll pop out and come out on its own, or what happens?
100%, 100%. See, in our dentistry, caries and deep caries, root canal can be done and capping can be done as long as the gum problem is not there. If there is a gum problem, nothing can save that tooth. We
Wow.
sometimes end up, that is called, you fuse the teeth and join them and fix them. Splinting, it is called. With the wire, you splint them so that they are not mobile and getting back onto the tooth surface, periodontal ligament getting back onto the tooth surface is easier since it is not moving. So all those sorts of things we do, but nothing works till the time, you have to maintain the gums. If the grade 1, grade 2, grade 3 mobility, if the grading 1 is there, can be reverted. 2, 3, 3 is very, very difficult to get back to normal. Then that you lose tooth. Sooner or later, you lose that tooth. So
Okay.
that is what
Okay.
happens. Yeah.
I think so. Since this becomes a little more critical to your oral hygiene and teeth maintenance, can you, how can anyone assess their gum health in grade 1, 2, 3, and what kind of preventions or let's say mechanisms they should be doing to keep a good gum health?
As long as gingivitis के लेवल तक हो आप at home कर सकते हैं. You are too much interested in maintaining the things in the at home protocol, but that is there only till it is gingivitis level. Once it is beyond that, you cannot maintain it at home. Then you need a professional help.
Got it.
How you observe it, how you come to know that your gums are getting into that level of destruction.
Yeah. Yeah.
As I told you, the
Inflammation.
main thing is inflammation, bleeding, redness, swelling, while brushing, bleeding. All this, little bit of bleeding, little bit of this thing is gingivitis. Is more of it is periodontitis, then you have to see a dentist
Got
for
it.
that matter. So that's how you assess in the at home only.
Okay. So the minute people see a little bit of pain, bleeding, etc., inflammation, then it's a kind of indication that they should go to the dentist immediately to prevent further erosion of the
Correct.
gums.
Correct, correct.
Awesome. I think people, you should watch out for the gums. So how do people know that it's receding? Like people generally don't remember all that, right? Because we
One
don't.
second.
Yeah. Yeah. Cool. I think we've covered enough about gum health. I think people should watch out for their gums. They should smile a lot, and then ensure if there's a little bit of pain, they should rush to the dentist quickly. So I think we have about 10 minutes to cover. So what I also want to cover today, Dr. Nandini, is a lot of people.
Sorry.
Yeah, you can have your water and be ready while I'll ready my question for you. A lot of people don't are not aware that the oral part, right, is heavily connected to a lot of other systemic functions and has a lot of impact on the organs of the body. Can you explain how does oral health connect or impact other organs like heart, brain, gut, etc.?
Okay. Definitely, they are connected.
Do you want to take a break
Give
and then
me a.
speak? Yeah, yeah, take a break. Yeah,
Okay. So oral cavity is definitely, what we call oral cavity is a gateway to your entire general health, Vinod. How it is affecting the rest of the body parts, you can say, or maybe how it is affecting the general health. Whatever I told you, there is a bacteria in the oral cavity. That bacteria if not cleaned, it progresses. The inflammatory marker also rises. This whole thing is traveled to the entire body by your blood vessels. Correct? Your blood supply is to the heart, lungs, brain, every part of the uh, body is supplied by this blood. They say whatever bacteria and whatever you find in the oral cavity, gums, inflammation, inflammatory markers, that is traveling to the entire body. If you heard something like C-reactive protein, C-reactive protein is something which, see, they found whatever calculus they found in the arteries which are supplying to the heart, they found um, the similar kind of bacteria which was found in the oral cavity, Vinod.
Okay.
So microbes, same microbes are found in the oral cavity, same are found in the atherosclerosis. It is called whatever calculus is being formed into the arteries, which is supplying the blood to the heart. If that was examined, similar type of inflammatory markings are found in the oral cavity as well as in that calculus. Calculus, which is usually created by the cholesterol LDL. They say na heart blockages से
Yeah.
blockages क्यों होते हैं? Because there are calculus being formed, created in the artery which is supplying the blood to the heart.
Yeah.
They studied that. In that, they found a similar type of bacteria and inflammatory marking, what we found in the oral cavity, in those also. And if there are certain diseases like arthritis, there is a huge study. They say if you maintain the oral cavity, arthritis was reduced to remarkably significant level. Arthritis, they have had very good link between the oral hygiene to arthritis. Now, a lot of people say there are premature deliveries happening. Why is that happening? There's no blood related in there. What happens is that inflammatory area that releases certain minerals, certain defense mechanism. The WBC, is a army. It's a defense mechanism. Whatever that releases, in a layman's language, I'm saying, whatever that releases, that is affecting the hormones which are supporting the pregnancy. So the hormonal activity which is supporting the pregnancy goes down.
Okay.
So premature delivery is happening. Brain, Alzheimer's, again, the same blood is supplying there. Inflammation is causing there also, So all that, in whatever organ they found, whatever disease, that was found in the oral cavity also. And
Okay.
diabetic, I'll tell you, diabetic patients, you have a gum problem in the diabetic patient.
Okay.
But vice versa, if you have gum problem, you will have the diabetic. It increases the
Likelihood.
HbA1c. The glucose levels are increased because it releases the sugar releases the acid. It's all interrelated. It's very interesting science involved in it. A lot of research work is going on in this, how they are related and how the bacterial flora is found everywhere connected to these things. So that is how it is affected. But how significantly, if you maintain the oral cavity and that will not happen, that study is still going on. One, arthritis, they told, definitely arthritis, that if you maintain the oral cavity, arthritis was reduced remarkably. Heart disease, definitely. Heart disease, it is a very evident, calculus,
Flowing.
आर्टरी के अंदर कैलकुलस बन जाता है, वो कहाँ से आ रहा है? सर्कुलेट करके गम से हर जगह सर्कुलेट करता है. It's a rich vascularity you see in the oral cavity. that goes and influences the whole. So that's how it is a gateway to all the general health that you have. If you maintain your oral cavity, then the entire health is maintained, they say.
This is
I know.
very, very interesting. Very, I think fundamentally we don't seem to think of it that way, right? We just think, okay, liver is liver and then heart is heart, each has its own functions, but how interconnected all of these are is something very profound. And I think a lot of people will be very curious to know. Dr. Nadi, thanks a lot for explaining a lot about the basics of oral hygiene, gum health in particular today, because that seems to be the core of maintaining a reasonable teeth. And it also is a great indication of how your oral hygiene is. And I think we scratched the surface on the impact on other organs in the body. I think what I would like to do before we wind up is to continue more on these kind of researches, on what researches people have done, how it specifically impacts the gut or the heart, arthritis, the brain. I think we will talk more about that when we connect again next time. Thanks a lot. You have a great
Sure,
day.
Vinod, sure.
Really value all the inputs that you gave
I'm
today to
so
the
sorry
audience.
in between the disturbance because of that, you had to stop it. So sorry about that, Vinod.
I think we
So
are humans. We are these things
I know.
happen, right? Yeah. So
Good,
not
good.
a problem. I think it was a great conversation. I think I would like to go a little deeper into it in the next session, along with
Sure. I would love to do
specific,
that. Yeah,
yeah, along with specific foods that people should be eating, specific foods that people should not be eating to maintain good teeth, to gum, the palate, the cheeks, maybe, right? We didn't cover that.
correct, correct.
Let's do all of that
And
in our
another question you asked that is very interesting. I would like to explain that next time, that how the age-related treatment planning vary in our clinic, how the children are treated, how the adult people are treated, how the old people are treated, how it has to be, how it varies and differs. That is, it's a very interesting question, rather. I would love
okay.
to, go ahead with that also.
Sure,
Sure.
we'll do
Thank
that
you so
next time.
much.
Thank you. Bye bye.
Thank you. Thank you, Vinod. Bye.